not going to ask what I have to do to sit closer to the front next year. Sorry about that. So, y'all have to bear with me a little bit here. And I know you will. So, I'm the lucky one here. Obviously, I'm lucky to be alive. Over 92% of people that had what happened to me outside of the hospital don't survive. So I know I'm lucky for that reason. But really why I think I'm lucky is that I got the message loud and clear. I got it. You guys have the hard part. And the hard part is just simply hearing the message and watching the video and still making the changes that you need to make without having the motivation of dying on your kitchen floor. So that's the hard part, but you can do it. I want to thank some people, and then I'm going to give you some instructions or some suggestions. How about that? So I want to thank God, obviously, for second chances, for the opportunity to share this story with all of you, for the people that He surrounded me with that day and every day after. The first responders, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital staff, my neighbors who were there instantly, my coworkers, friends, preachers, therapists, both mental and physical. I want to thank Dr. Dean Ornish for creating the rehab program that I went through, and thanks for whoever at the hospital was responsible for bringing that. I was a member of the first cohort that went through the Ornish Intensive Cardiac Rehab Program at New Hanover Regional Medical Center, and that Wilmington is only the second location in the state of North Carolina that has it. We're pretty lucky to live in a town with a hospital like that and people like that. Thanks to the other people who went through rehab with me. It was tough. And when I was down, they were up, and when they were down, I was up. And we needed each other a lot, and we still do. I wish I could go to rehab every day for the rest of my life, just to know that I was with that. So I've learned ways to recreate this, that support. Thanks to my family for supporting me through the joy afterwards and through the depression, and through all the changes that I've made. They've been right there. They're not easy, but they've been right there to support me through all of them. And special thanks to my wife, Allison, for obvious reasons. All right, maybe this is more for me than for you, but I wrote it down, so I'll say it. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your nose. Works every time. I feel better. All right, now for your part. You ready? So write this down. If you don't have a pen, which you probably don't, put it in your phone, put it on social media, do something to not forget this stuff. First, call your doctor. Request a cardiac calcium score test. I had never heard of it. Didn't know what it was. I won't ever get one because now what happened to me, it just isn't relevant to me. Had I had one before August 14th, things would have been a lot different. It takes about 30 seconds, from what I'm told. It costs about $125, and it is the single best way to tell if you have conditions that are going to lead to a heart attack. You just need to do it. I hear, anecdotally, I don't know what the statistic is, but I hear that the places that gave those tests were pretty busy right after August 14th, when people said, man, if that can happen to Ashley, geez, that can happen to me. And that's part of the blessing here that I'm thankful to repay. Second, eat better. Adopt a plant-based diet, no meat, non-fat dairy, no meat. It's funny, so in rehab, we had 4 hours in rehab when we were there, 4 hours at a time. First hour was exercise, second hour was nutrition, third hour was group counseling, and fourth hour was stress management. So they kept talking about this thing called a plant-based diet. And so finally I raised my hand and I said, can we just get something out in the open here? Does that mean that we're not going to be eating meat anymore in this? And yes, pretty much that's what that means. It's not that hard. People tell me every day now how good I look, how healthy I look, how different I look. They say, do you feel better? I say, I've never felt better in my life. My memory's better, I sleep better, my knees don't hurt anymore. I mean, I could run from here to Riceville Beach and back again. And that's just the way you feel. It's amazing. And you can do it. Now back to this diet. Non-fat dairy, no added fat. So don't use a bunch of olive oil and coconut oil and butter. No egg yolks and only whole grain carbs. The only hard part about this is having access to it. So think about something. Tonight, and thank you to the chef, I'd love to find him. I had to make special arrangements tonight to have a meal that I was allowed to eat. And the chef had to make everybody here dinner, and he still took the time to make me something that I could eat. And so thank you to him, or her, I don't know who it is. But it's possible. And it was delicious. All right, third, move more. So you need to exercise 5 or 6 times a week. Fourth, love more. Have empathy for others. Strengthen your relationships with people. Get to know people. Listen to them. I had to get a new tuxedo to come here tonight because I lost 30 pounds and 4.5 inches off my waist. And didn't even try. It's just what happens. But Tim over at Joseph Banks, who did a great job, I thought, we were talking, and I told him, I said, you know what this tuxedo is for? And I told him, I said, so a lot of people are going to see this thing. And he said, oh, great, no pressure. But then when he found out, he went on to tell me that when he was 15 years old, he gave a similar speech to a similar group because he had just survived childhood leukemia. I had no idea. So get to know, take some time and get to know people. This isn't easy. You can do it. You will be grateful. Your life will be better than you ever thought it would be. And I used to say in rehab when it would get tough and we would all hold hands and I would say, it's okay guys, we got this. And you got this. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the live auction was fun. But the most important